For Scruffle, she wants to. I don't know what this has to do with our disagreement.
I mean, if you
Know myself, whatever.
yeah, they got protesting about the NFL and, and its uses of
Redskin.
Effective.
Absolutely.
So the use for
that's a conspiracy too.
Yeah, the use for like
now for what? Like, bro, like I'm not coming. This is the thing I have a problem with.
Oh, like aunties.
They weren't old in the moment.
And White said, you know what I mean? That the kid didn't have to get in his face and say.
It comes to a kid like that does sound real because I can't overlook all of that stuff. Why is there a picture with
Sex and the City for a long time?
Let's go.
Right.
You know, bring
people are completely done with like once they reach the point where it's like I don't think I have anything. Have you picked up any like tips for your stalking? Or you got like some? Am I gonna stay? Not an alien movie, but it is kind of a space.
What? That's what I just knew. About? I was just like, bro, he's
under the
under.
Airport. No, nothing that no one.
Everybody just like jumped to tragic story. Apparently, when he got into the fight,
it seems like I don't know why. If I was trying to keep something,
I want to bring your message to these kids. I'm not even saying that you color your braids.
Not as a gimmick.
What?
Loud white kids.
One more time. Loud what?
White kids.
Cool. But they're kids.
They are kids.
Cool.
The other side of that coin, it was just announced that, I might be saying this wrong, the wall and all this stuff, and it was like super, super disrespectful.
Right.
And
but it's like, I see now, why would you, deputy under a fucking airport? What I'm trying to make is, don't ever judge the.
So, there was a video that went
some other stupid shit and just I don't think that it irked me.
That whole thing. So it's like if you're not like debating whether or not
you have a handkerchief from Denver ever just disappeared.
I feel like that would have made this or whoever they were with. I don't want to use the wrong words.
I was like double dust. Like
you asked me what I thought. Like, a suicide or natural, and that's just like in the movies. Like we can't be that blind because she could. Get into off air. Young Jock, he had the Johnny Bravo last year.
They really show everybody that this is what it is?
That's my main thing about conspiracies.
Oh, they got us. We put a swastika. You got beat up, and if only 4 people see you, about
save the earth. And all and marketing. So it almost begs the people love the reporter because he basically laid the facts out. He was just like.
So, now, if you want to march for whatever you want to march for, that's what.
Which is just my favorite. It's my favorite. That's a bar.
No, you go to places and they're like you got
the content that we have been. He had a grain of truth with that because I believe that. But twerk offs in church.
To like a million times. Here we go.
All right, Bermuda next week.
There we go.
Bermuda and Mandela on the bottom.
Life. That's the bullshit from the pulpit.
Bullshit.
You gotta know somebody to get in, and you gotta be like, what's the
of bunkers and tunnels and stuff like that. Just on some when the apocalypse
challenge.
Right.
You lost the fucking fight. And it's what the fuck?
I ruined your joke.
Bel-Air.
I told you that one.
Did you?
I know what you're people marching for this damn wall. It's like 20 years after you were born.
You the pastor. I'm coming to you at a part in my life that I'm kind of do feel like that.
Guess by what?
By what?
Super dope. It's called IO, yeah. And basically what it's about, it's logged on all day.
All blonde mohawk. But that wasn't because, that wasn't, everybody had mohawks. I just put the color in.
Social media is for sure a big part of the day. He's a rich white man. It's not that far-fetched.
But does he have any skills in politics? Got it, go ahead.
But they have MAGA hats that I'm sure that their parents.
Really normal, and it shows you they're crazy.
Possessed, but open your eyes, man. I think that's why we freaked out so much. We're just like.
The picture they were painting, that lack of respect.
Bought them,
right?
And
so not if she's qualified or not. We're taking that out of it, but just with the state of America, do you think she
and Africa and all these flags of different nationalities and
wouldn't work properly when you got to the light?
Here's a doozy.
So there's a city,
basically that huge music festival.
Really good.
There's another one on Netflix, right?
I got to know this because I was planning on going to Denver next month.
Bacteria samples because she's trying to reverse. She's trying to reverse and
takes you all the way to the end and just kind of drops you off of a cliff. It's really good. So
legitimately running.
Who would have thought Donald Trump?
Right. They wouldn't just oh, look at those MAGA. That's what he's been able to testify that. But the fucked up thing is that, it's like when Xbox blew up and then all people were just beating a drum and minding their own business and the MAGA people approached them, bullies and stuff like that. But what people conspiracy of the day is called the heart attack gun. Now, a fun one is the demonic horror. Drop elderly. So the second one.
Yes, another one.
This is also a big. Got them hands put on him by Manny Pacquiao.
Got his ass.
Pac-Man.
Yes. He got.
I feel like I always look like I just.
You
woke
do
up.
have that. Just you good? Like,
Anthony Bourdain, this was another thing, did a rant, and this is just like her normal rants. Like she's been doing rants from. I'm letting you wear those chains and everything.
Through 200 and something punches, we talked about that you
become famous for something.
If you're not checking the kid,
how the fuck kids and you could be under the Denver. Nobody liked her.
I don't really have a stance.
So it's that good. Like if you just watch the first episode. What?
Yes, and all the women are like.
How is it harmful to the Me Too
video?
movement?
Because they're obviously, honestly, on the internet, there have been a couple of.
Praise Jesus, and I don't even get a little Zab Judah or something. He's something different.
Adrian Broner is a very, very, very fuck out of here with that shit. All right, so today's conspiracy.
Cool. I feel like
you've been saying fry. I know it's we just ate, but
we did.
And you might be coming up on jumping on and being like, nigga, a grain of truth. And I hope that no, this is because
I ain't gonna lie when you
basic person thinks. So I can only think of like on a huge federal
level. I was probably just doing it for attention too. So I was a fuck boy as well.
I mean, you can change your opinion.
A secret society killed this nigga. And then basically
he's coming out a reporter because the reporter I love Denver, Colorado. Wow, that was a dumb moment. Denver is absolutely a city in Colorado.
Yeah, dumb.
Took a field trip to Washington D.C.
Oh, I haven't seen this video. Do you have it?
Completely natural.
13-year-old daughter, right? And it becomes vilified
a little bit.
I shouldn't get that from you, sir.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I didn't come here for that.
Even if it's correct,
let somebody to our school curriculums. I know that sounds.
That was a hell of a transition from this fight.
Funny that you said that. Like some people just need to shut up.
It's no one to shut up.
Dimly lit, pitch black things, and your mom couldn't see you unless she was like this close to you.
I would assume that. I thought it was Lil Yachty.
Lil Yachty, he went to Blue. There would be a lot of
in an old school church. They used to say something like, "Let the saints say amen,"
to make their message heard to the people who are literally supporting the person who. Yeah. Hilarious.
Okay. On the airport,
or that they're not supposed to. What's the first thing that their appearance to stay relevant in the media?
They're trying to.
You got to beef with somebody. Change your quick reminder in case any federal agents like ADD. This is already out. Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk about it later once we have watched. Good, and she wins.
And shout out to Cardi B. I want to endorse Cardi for president. He didn't put his hands on him.
I think we're arguing perfect, like a airtight assassination. You just go underground.
Yeah.
So they're saying that the Denver.
This is what I'm saying about this particular situation. Number one, you're dealing with, and his mind and his vision was always for him.
He hung himself randomly in a hotel room. Like people are saying that was made to look like something else. Really, it's shitty. Like ain't nobody in TSA trying to be feeling people. Oh, it's bullshit. Those are the numbers. Women.
What did she say? So what did Tommy Lawrence say?
So they were all attacking her like, and they. It's like if you think about it, like, and I'm not saying that these kids had it like that, but if you were outside, it's bright blue.
And you are rocking with another installment of The Internet is Undefeated. It is. Now it's no more about politics.
We're kicking this
guess
guy.
That's just one of the most more some perceived like autumn mist. But and my only response to this would be like side of this, and people kind of gave him flack like you da da da. They want to support. You can march the street.
Our teachers, all these government workers, the TSA.
Prison workers. Like that, like, you better get me now. So so you haven't seen you?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, Jesus.
But I up on this person. But that does not mean that racism was not pop with head. Think about it. You're like, man, this social media is everywhere. You know,
it
like,
is.
And almost like,
don't say a heart attack.
The horse.
God, Pat.
The horse. There's another podcast. It's called It
was intense. And it Man Cave.
I hate man caves. So get this.
Did
people's fault?
Spotify and Google Play. Peace. Airport. Oh shit! You just blew my head back a little bit.
I'm not talking about stuff that's allegedly. The internet is undefeated because both hosts disagree with that. I don't know too much about masonry, but these guys are being referred to as grand masters. It says possible is because on No Conspiracies, when we were dropping bombs, like dozens of people were living underground because we were bombing everything. Like
what you're saying we're marching for a cause, and if nothing else, this MAGA hat represents what.
The fact that he had participants, because if you hiring them from our bank and you go to the Facebook and construction workers too, do you think you can ever be at a point where you're like, I just need to do some wild stuff?
Weekend, you can do that too. No one.
Yeah, in that group, you're walking around DC. Protesting, and then you pass a group of
the Illuminati. People be like Illuminati. I'm like, nigga, if the Illuminati does exist, it's the worst. Just said social media
technically shut down with cities that the bombs were so bad for a protest, and then you walk by.
Do we know what the protest was about? Or they're just marching?
Who cares?
Kind of just
push. Heart of hearts. Do you believe that you won this fight? And this is what he had to say. 30s or 40s?
Gotta be. Did it's going down back in like 2002?
I thought it was Kamala Harris, one of our.
Somebody else would be the person to tell me that.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be encouraging. And I just feel like it's a lot of that, so it didn't do well. So then they repurposed the agreement. But
and now people are coming for her twerk video saying that it's harmful. So Hillary or not.
Philadelphia basketball
Not even
court.
a good one.
I love it.
Small dart that's made of kids.
Then how do you?
We're messed up later.
True.
We are messed up later. And I'm not saying
The heart attack gun right now, right?
Jeez.
Bow. Do you get the heart attack right now? Your side, like
Right.
y'all, they was
You
just
started
minding that you believe
Like a tribe.
respectful. But if with red eyes named Lucifer,
Nick means that there are people in think of like that's not a what?
I just feel like you would tell the hair this.
There's just creepy. It just gave us like a. It almost gave us. I'm not even wearing jeans now, and you still.
Realistically, see Cardi B. Right.
But it's like y'all can't shake a little something, right? They're not being paid, so they going through it. So Cardi, it basically says it names 2 grand. Made it seem okay. Maybe these kids weren't bullies and like rolling the ground.
I don't know. I'm dumb, nigga. Like, nobody was this.
You have to believe like these people are in no Blueface slander up in here.
I love Blueface.
You know, harder secret. I would leave like all the flowers.
They
and
absolutely
stuff.
do.
So she was working on a colony of that, and
I was actually able to do a little bit more fight. Nigga, like when we watching the same fight, he was like very adamant that
these were numbers.
Nigga, 8 punches around.
Yeah, hell yeah, I believe I won the fight.
Later, so that the person who the bunker, it's just been a couple of reports of ex-construction workers, right? Mm-hmm. But apparently it only cost $2 billion, and it almost went to 5.
The recruiter that you under this fucking
cause, and they saw the cake.
And I watched the whole episode in a day and a half. And
fault and racism.
I got bullied, like, you know what I mean? And like you get to a fight, everybody be, oh,
you don't know who he is.
Nigga.
Adrian Broner, like Pond and back Jock. Usher.
How you young jock and he's 41?
Yeah.
Who's
that would actually
be
it's a new movie. It's called I.O. and it's the final part of this podcast.
Oh, that's scary.
Right? But get this.
It's called the New World Airport?
I mean on the internet.
You might have something there.
Okay.
I could 32.
Okay.
And they don't even be on yet. They just fix it in post. Hey, a little warm.
Y'all can't twerk a little.
No,
something?
this is.
Am I gonna leave on this mission to
Wildin' Out tattooed on me.
Okay.
I was on that show, and when you say it like that, and
picture, they might do it. You know what I mean? That might be worth it.
That's the thing too, because
1,000 punches. You landed
4.
11. No one participating was under 50. They were all
over 50.
It's just weird. There's like Freemason symbols.
What?
So
then maybe you don't need
other angle. The biggest internet theories actually.
Netflix. So I think next week when we
5 stars.
It was definitely very good. What are you watching these days? Do you have anything you're watching?
Talking to her homeboy on that base.
There's absolutely a city
has a twerk off. Okay, technically he's saying that it's not in his internet yet.
Oh. I thought that was actually the name. Like I'm flying into the NWA.
Yeah, it's 100 punches. You landed about 20 of them.
So cool. He got all the fucking chains and shit. He's a cool guy. But I'm a dork, Patrick. Internet by the name of John Hunt, 2743, was able to bless us with
Scott braids.
Nigga, why? Like, bro,
like toxic. Like it's everything's dead.
Are there aliens?
No, it wasn't a part of this. Okay. And that's where I disagree.
You thought it was racist?
So I don't know. Is giving a mag. All the kids are watching. I guess it makes total sense. Also,
so derivative. Nah, it's about the Fry Festival. You know the Ja Rule thing where they had that whole festival and I got a bunch of
church folk.
Republicans and the Democrats won't come to an agreement about this wall that's being built.
Right.
So that means that the government is.
That's
going to be a conspiracy next week.
Yeah.
We're seeing from this Adrian Broner thing is like I really like what you said about everything.
Because dog, you have the most stupid tattoos.
Shade room. You in this little
time. Yeah, God. Good.
Well, at the end of the day, we hate Donald Trump and
going to do in the grand scheme of what I'm trying to fix. So
wait, right.
The dumbest shit ever. So I don't even think he was. Everybody was like
horse that's outside. So apparently,
there's a demonic horse.
There's a demonic looking horse.
I was like, it just helps you understand a little bit. Niggas always coming down in hot air balloons.
What other niggas coming?
Exactly. Like, nigga, somehow doing it in a hot air. Please like the video, share the video, hop in the comments, let us know. I actually watched one of them. I watched the one on Hulu.
Okay.
So he was in the same fight. Like
he didn't even remember the fight.
Age. Because it was tough for me as a child. Like, I got picked on. I color in your braids. You know you would do it.
I've done.
some perceived.
If all her
But see,
policies
this
were on
is-
point.
But see, this is the thing, and this is I don't want to turn this into a political. He's just trying to.
It's fucked up, right?
Right.
So my
Just
theory,
having a regular Cardi moment. Just,
yes, my theory is that this.
Trees?
I'm feeling all right. I'm still waking up, but it's.
These children went there in an attempt to disrupt.
Horse's head fell off and killed the creator.
Oh, there's more?
I mean, not him, but it's
City down here?
it's
Nah.
secret. You just call, hey guys. It was crazy. I did a rant about the culture, and they have a good point. Like
fuck
you
it up
said,
at the end.
ruins it. And
You remember a couple months, I think it was last year, when there was that little white...
so she's living up on a hill in the. I ruined your
I'm
joke.
calling bullshit.
That's funny.
You know, he's saying West Philadelphia, born and raised. You know, when he...
I
like his...
like
I feel like niggas
whisperings.
never want to stop building secret clubhouses.
Airport has tunnels and all this stunner. I call him Lil Floyd.
No, you don't call him Little Floyd.
Well, just because of Tommy Lauren and
Whoa.
all these about this.
Are there any good parts? There's no good parts. So
There's, it's not that. I just like being comfortable. We were just talking about this the other day. Every time I wear jeans, at least I have
airports?
to do it underwear.
I get it.
That's just me too. Like I don't hang around from a kid who died in Auschwitz.
What the fuck? Yo, make sure y'all hop in the comments and let us know you want more.
And the dart gun shoots a small.
That you wouldn't cut it?
Hey man,
When
every
would-
episode you gotta come from my.
Get out of here, no. Rover key.
Oh, well, still kind of. Even back to when 50 in the game were beefing for people for the whole thing. It's like there's one that's.
Oh, wait. Oh, you slap me. Don't get mad if I pull a gun out and shoot you. You should have red hair, though.
It was
but
a blonde mohawk.
I had a...
Everybody's trying to have a viral moment, and it almost makes me think of like Soulja Boy, Tekashi. You know,
You sound crazy. And I mean this with all due respect, because I've actually met Adrian Broner. He's a really good guy.
meet Adrian Broner.
I'm wilding out.
What's it now?
Not 50. Really?
Yes.
I did not know that. I thought airport
Well, it gets weird.
stronger than I was, because that's got to be tough to be like, you know, living in a social for a second. You're going to say, you know.
And he still got shit for that.
Yeah.
They were like, he wore a tan suit. Is like a
to put a button on it. He talked a bunch of shit, you know, said,
wait.
and then have a twerk off. Think that? And they should teach that in school, because you don't want to
Going through some stuff. I
Yeah,
can say that.
got you. Early, and then we're still talking shit.
And then the post game interview doing two different things.
Are we?
Yeah, because my whole thing was people up about me is two things. This was all right. So you threw two. It's just wild.
You would
that
never
people-
cover. Would you never be able to give my opinion, nigga? You was
He
bugging.
was in his 40s.
Like, bruh, look, you niggas got to stop buffooning out.
Straight up Freemason.
Told you he's gonna run for president. What would you have said?
Heck no. But can't.
When you're a kid and you're in the living room, what'd you make with the couch? Oh,
It shows the twerking.
it shows the twerk. It shows
shows
Sister
the twerking.
Eunice.
What is happening right here?
I don't know. It's just
What's
funny
with all
to
these
me.
Euro woman jokes?
It's just funny to me. Beat rappers. Can we get rappers to catch the beat?
Technique.
Oh, you can. I sounded stupid and psychotic when I said it, but because I'm a writer.
1975, they had this technology. The CIA was caught.
Like juvenile, nigga, there is a time expiration on your name. You
Juvenile?
are 51, nigga. What the fuck you mean? I feel like anyway I achieved racist.
That nigga called. It has dark red eyes. This is kind of creepy looking if you check it out. But the crazy thing about it,
right next to it.
you covered that pretty well. I have nothing left to say.
I be having good things to say. Shit, but I've been just like, man, kids is just kids. Solid dude, good friend of mine. Charlamagne called it out.
I've been
watching
watching
you.
you.
I said
How do I
it
different? Okay.
Okay.
The indigenous people, in my opinion, could have been protesting, and then they got into this back and forth. She told Tommy Lauren that she would dog walk her.
Mind-boggling things like I've seen. Well, then why don't they just go and send somebody under there? How is the kid wrong?
Live.
And something that you're actually gonna use in your life.
Exactly. Yeah. And cyberbullying.
At your gymnasium, you dumb nigga. Fuck out of here.
Everybody about it and everything. And
Children. From what I saw, the boy.
do you really believe in your heart? He said, "In your heart, in your heart."
This
So
is very-
I'm just thinking, like, if they knew that early, that
He's a kid. Even if he's wrong, just be like, hey, kid, that's not how you do that. I'm just different with anybody that's warm-blooded, drinks water.
Okay.
That could have season
oh wow,
in a day and a half. And I would have watched it more, but I had to go to work one of the days.
there's just a lot of secret stuff. going on.
That's crazy.
It's
I
called the
see-
New World Airport. Should be like a whole half of that, because that's really what
Yeah.
it's really ridiculous at this point.
I need to watch CNN more because I don't really know what the hell is going on with it.
So opens up the conversation, like, should kids be learning about like the effect? They're trying to make it seem like the narrative completely flipped, and they were like,
No, it was. I thought that's what you were saying. That
No,
all
no,
this
no,
stuff
no.
is. You're saying that this is actually
City.
fuck out of here.
literally, if we ever go,
I feel like it just opens the door for.
Well, that's called a syringe. People been get shot with. She's a black woman. Even though is doing like who knows, that person might grow up hating Mexicans, staring at them and chanting Bill
Has a shot.
I don't want to be ignorant enough to say I'm just going to vote for her because I mean I'm really excited about this, but you know, obviously
because that
was fantastic.
Nigga, a subset right, maybe amen like
that seems like the smirking and the taunting was any different because they masters as well as a mysterious group called New World Airport.
Egregious enough. Tendencies like
and to everybody else, it was a completely natural cause. And what messed this up, or nefarious. I like the word nefarious.
Nefarious is hard. That's a great word.
Yeah. Or it's a fun piece of art. It's one.
I'm saying I agree with this, but if you come to me, if I'm sitting here with my homeboys and we chilling, and
as soon as you started that, I knew it was gonna be some bullshit.
How did it go? It was good.
Shut up! I've never seen that. Fry Festival. You have to have seen it.
So it's fire. That's what it's called. Okay, so
why would you walk past that?
So yeah. I do understand that part, but so I will.
Before she was popping.
That's kind of like her thing.
Yeah. So you know,
if you
think about how many useless things they teach in school,
they do.
Like niggas are still teaching.
No kid and what no kid got to do with my grown up shit. I don't care what hat you got on with you.
It's really upsetting, especially the fact that they're just singing and chilling. Like,
so you couldn't see that. You don't see politics in Cardi B's
middle.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
So I can only imagine if you were
child.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what that means.
Really?
Okay, so essentially, it is a dart gun.
You reply like that you applied to the job for.
Those were bars during Prohibition.
Speakeasies.
Yeah,
but you say that there's whole cities under some shit. So.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
I didn't mess it up.
It's a rain in a way to do it. You can mentor
your motherfucker, but like we didn't know that Xbox Live was going to be a thing. How could we even getting updates? And she's basically saying that she's doing research on the planet, and she thinks she's by her. Here's the worst part about. I'm gonna call this "What You Watching," because it's a huge thing.
Get there, it's just time to go do something else.
No more red-haired mohawks. Young jock.
No.
Bullpit.
I see your wordplay.
And then then it goes on. Obvious. I don't know. Indigenous people and stuff like that. And it's like,
you see what I'm saying? Like kids do shit like that. Kids don't be knowing politics. He probably just picked up
gonna be the only thing I will think about if
weird looking woman. I'm talking about the show. You
loud kids that are white.
Loud what?
And they all have Mag. One of the two.
And what else is
portal for like New World Order? Just all the. Fine. They're calling him the cussing pastor.
My God.
Mom.
Bane? He was born in the dark.
On the internet.
It's public information.
We ain't putting nothing out.
We ain't got nothing.
It's going to be like.
For this shit. Like.
Is that where we are? Like, all right, this is the. I wanted to ask, like, what you been watching?
Middle-aged?
Yeah, it's a lot of wild stuff going on in here. Natural, really just like flamboyant. I'm just like.
But I'm looking at a kid. He goes to heaven. Quincy Jones is God in the taxi cab.
No, so speaking of bubbles, I don't know why this is speaking of bubbles because she got a bubble. Okay. In the stone air that's breathable.
Drop it like it's you see the other guy.
Right.
But now like
you see march and they just started
women. And then killing women, killing people. And
it helps you understand?
I sat there and just, did they use it?
Emoji looks. So I don't know. And she is.
Shout out to Cardi. That's hilarious, though. She said she'll dog while people, they was looking, just ripped a bunch of people off.
Are you talking about the Fire Festival?
Fucking.
Had a heart attack, nigga. Fuck all that shit. Fuck all that shit.
Shit.
Was just running up and down these like
interviews as well, and it got one of the lost interviews. Real funny dude on the. Guys, I'm sorry.
Oops! Did you clutch your pearls?
I did. I was like, ooh, my God.
White woman named Daphne.
I'm happening this little kid, and Charlemagne. Shout out to Charlemagne. You know, the stalker and what goes through their mind. So about Black Mirror. A lot of people like Black Mirror, and I was like, the first.
Imagine what they have now. They were caught with it.
They probably got herpes guns.
Bro, they showed you those.
So, but it's kind of weak and shaky, and I want to change some things. So I don't need you telling me.
Right.
I can go over here. Don't act like you are above.
Post me.
I already been watching you. Pause.
Respect.
There's another documentary too called the Fry documentary. Face, right.
And all his friends were like behind him and
with
smiling
the phones
and stuff.
And shit.
I
am a
absolutely know this.
I love corny shit.
This is
I'm
all
into breathe into your system. Face, brother, like catch the beat. Now you're further perpetuating the stereotypes about churches and
now that whole message is muddy.
that's flicks and
Gonna do if you fix the kids, they don't grow up.
people. But I'd much rather talk about if Will Smith got popped on that fucking West Philadelphia
Black woman.
black woman.
Got going today.
Must have a big Master Flash.
Shut up.
With the Furious Five. So sometimes another installment of the internet is undefeated.
Oh yeah.
Oops, I didn't mean to burp there. They have now.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it must be a mother. Oh, well, get scrumptious. Get out of there.
But it's super dope. I don't want to give too much of it a world that's being built.
Right.
Mexicans marching for this, and then them seeing these little white kids were.
Well, how is this world so different? Motherfuckers
Yeah.
just be saying some.
The video, he had that smirking about anything. You know, they
True.
could have been.
He didn't. He was like, everybody know. Like, nigga, who's everybody you think of?
Some people,
It's always
all we
wants
want to do is leave people out. That's kind of messed up.
Men grow up, we get into houses. What do we get when we have a house?
A Nazi soldier in a gas. About to say,
No,
and you
Let
told
me
me
tell you
that
what it is. They said apparently like hecka like shredded steak and potatoes. It's like a real hearty thing. But I digress. Go ahead.
Oh, that's
Like the way that the writers tell the story of the different characters, and it shows you like I got you. So this is what I felt. So do you think if they were going to do this?
he was playing his drums, and this dude in a MAGA hat was just staring at
You can go and get your point across.
stalker, right?
It's about a stalker, and it tells you like the Bible or something like that.
The horseman.
Doozy right there.
That was
Yes.
a doozy.
Okay.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this who is overqualified.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
People were saying that if Obama wasn't as perfect,
I've been talking to like different women about the show, and like I'd be like, yeah,
they clearly have some type of feeling
to scale it against. Like it never.
of their of some of their like tunneled underground and made whole cities for like tens.
A very scary thought that you could lose your life and nobody would ever know because they hit you.
I say something about that.
So funny. What up? Thank you for tuning in to another installment of The Internet is Undefeated. So I definitely want to up it with the. So you got more conspiracies that
How you're supposed to talk in church?
not niggas and bitches.
So
Social
they
media
got there was a hot
and
bullshit.
thought it was the real shit.
You know what I mean? Like even Anthony Bourdain, like
Futuristic apocalyptic movie. It's gonna be a nigga coming down the hot air balloon.
everybody else got space going to like.
How you gonna build it? Okay.
That's just messed up.
And they be having the fire casinos too.
Yes, that was like basically this is in the future. We completely destroyed our Earth, and the air is
Then back, then all of a sudden I got a issue with what you did. I don't agree with that. Now I'm not
culture where they all have MAGA hats.
different type of level. I was just like,
It's like I didn't even know you could do that.
it was crazy as fuck.
It can be anything.
Social media age and how hurtful. Because people say fucked up shit. I don't know shit.
The reason why I know that's
There's one on Netflix and there's one on.
the fry. It's about French fries.
No, nigga, I don't just.
You know what you looking for.
I remember like I used
Whatever. You know what I mean? They
solid.
in the
How the
airport.
fuck is this happening?
ID.
Tell me this.
Yes, I told
Did
you
you?
this. Yes,
Let me
and Quincy
pass it along.
Jones drove him to heaven in a
So-
town there in secret. I grow up in this era of like build a wall, and then who knows? Maybe if I was just like, I don't think so.
I'm going on up.
It's
You have some children and they were playing their instruments, correct?
singing, yeah.
And singing, right? It's a different way to say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like you could teach somebody like, hey,
Commission.
nigga, that's
And that's in the Stone at Denver. Do you still have cable?
absolutely.
You have cable? One of the last pockets of
Absolutely do believe that we should.
MAGA hats and, telling them maybe of like all the great things that Trump, and she's basically that once people,
Okay, but-
I'm speaking from a logical point of view.
Creepy
Get out of
voice.
this. Fuck,
I
this
said
is
it with
over.
my creepy voice.
I heard about that.
I don't come to you. He didn't even understand that he.
In Asia, there were certain self isn't why I'm bringing this up. So if you haven't seen it, there was a school super viral, and the video
This is the world, the minority at this point.
taught in school because basically what then
Be good.
all right, so on a much lighter
Jesus, I feel
tip,
like this is a heavy episode.
mask is like dreaming of all of this, and then in the corner is like a little letter.
that will say with a straight face, I support Donald Trump. Important that we hear both sides of the story before we comment.
Absolutely. All right. So the first Gregorian chants in your church when you were growing up or something?
Shut up. No, you ever be in church and let the church say to touch me. You see what I'm saying? I think people do that too much. You feel like
This guy in the thing, he was bullying them, and it's like,
Right.
no. If you have a message, that was a big part of the in cursive. This is how to write without picking your pen up, nigga. If you don't get the
as our president, I endorsed him. I voted for him.
yeah, well, think about who you are. Like for notoriety.
You would ask me 10 years ago.
That's what the most.
You know what, Doughboy? Like, oh no, this is you getting your ass. I don't know. I mean, these kids are a lot.
So Cardi B is randomly some new
This nigga was
maneuvers.
stalking. This nigga was stalking on a different. Say that they can't. I'm just saying, like, okay.
All right, so this seems like you met everybody on our topic list.
Niggas, man, but bro, come on, what the fuck?
Pretty
Your
messed up.
delivery is the bullshit. You do know that. That's fucking crazy in Netflix. So I already watched the Hulu one. It was a really, really good watch. Now I gotta watch.
You really believe in your heart. You actually won the fight.
These announcers, regardless of what they actually felt about this dude, we're pulling out facts. That's literally what we're trying.
Blue
I've
Marcus
never even seen
of that blue horse. Is that something that everybody can see? Is this like a row? I remember Cat Williams used to have a really, really funny joke about cyber. How is Cardi B a political topic?
Here's my theory. Okay,
Someone with a gun that would be undetected, beat up so bad,
late at night on TV, die?
it would hurt my feelings, and I'm a grown ass man.
Okay,
And then it came out later. This little kid was saying racist stuff to people. He was running it.
and they just slapped the horse back, the head back on.
They
It was
put the
like,
head back.
oh, now you're defending Young Jock.
Jesus.
And I would assume you would want it to
A
happen.
Nazi guy and that's really a kid with a letter. Like, why is that? We fuck around and tweet and shit like looking like Brother Nature, like motherfuckers that we live in. You know, I've heard people tell me that when you apply for a job,
If I could, and I know there's like a lot of red tape with this, but like I feel like you could rearrange yourself. But then this black dude is this ain't spoilers. I'm telling you to watch it.
I'm telling you to watch.
I hope she wins. I mean, I hope she's.
My God,
I forget who said this. It was an amazing point. I feel like it was a stand-up comedian. Into what you watching?
Yeah,
All right, whole group all wearing MAGA hats.
Then how the fuck is he the president? Because from what I that battery in our back real quick and then we run is proven in these angles that you can.
Hell, why are they doing that in the church? Why is it with your
Oh, this is official. It says.
More conspiracy talking. Look, we had a great time here on somebody. The crazy thing is, I was talking to John Scarlett, and he had said it felt like you was right. No, it's not condoning.
It's undefeated. It cannot be undefeated. That shit cannot be
He
defeated.
used to play drums.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think it was pretty bad on both of our parts.
Nah,
so.
secret society ever. Popular as fuck.
Right? Let's put imagery in rap videos.
You know,
what we're all thinking, and obviously here come the conservative white women.
No, his mom was doing a bunch of stuff, but he was doing it too. He wasn't perfect. So I just think in these situations, but like we
People have broken down to mean certain things.
believe that there could be different because why
Is one of the last humans left on Earth, and she's a scientist. Eclipse happens, and
so then only these upper echelon people can have access. My hair style was bumping.
the latest is this one.
Dark.
Some wild ass shit. Just to get a
Repugnant
reaction
shit.
too.
What about you?
All right, so this is another huge
Lucifer?
horse legs.
Nigga blue.
It's Baller Alert does it. It's called the Baller Alert Show. And they actually had a message. I don't think it matters what age they are. If you walk past a group of MAGA.
And honestly, bro, like this is the thing that me and my daughter's mother deal with a lot. Because I have a
The
third
last thing is
child and just motherfuckers was acting like this nigga was just the worst child, Damien Jr. Initially, you're gonna look at me like I've lost my mind. I understand that you will.
Okay.
Reposting it like they're hella disrespectful. And I was like, that's fucked up. Why are they being disrespectful?
stand still because the
What he really was trying to say and how he sounded in the fight. So here it goes. Hold on a second. I'm listening to what the
They're
fuck
like,
it
all
means.
right, so what is that? What is this exactly?
What is like this is it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see comments that people leave. I be like, yo, it gives you the bird's eye reaction. You can't like if more
There's a bunch of more. There's like this is one named Lucifer. Yes, and the gargoyles are in the actual.
people them from home than you are at work. Like, but I feel like social media is becoming a
manner. Did just a real ass rant, and it was
age to where if you
no how it started may be a little different, and maybe these kids aren't
Doozy.
bologna sandwiches and shitty beds
and fucking beds on the fucking floor with march and to do their thing. And even if they wanted to bring this message down there.
So a
movie,
traveling.
or
It's
is
a
it a
movie.
series?
It's not a series. It's a movie. So essentially, our main character is.
It's mean, Mrs. Cardi.
All right. So next, I think that we're in charge of who becomes the president, huh?
Then why are we voting?
Why?
What the fuck? Like,
But maybe if that's what.
you're doing, you are a child. Stay in a child's place. I'm not. This ain't for me and you. Responses. You see what I'm saying? So I didn't think I thought. I was when I seen the original video. I was like mad. Everybody was like, "There's nothing." As he should.
Every Sunday, I don't get come for these kids went up to these indigenous people during their endless.
Let's talk about the Bermuda Triangle next time too. I think
like white frat looking dudes, and they all had MAGA hats on.
and you can look it up on the internet that the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is really a couple years ago.
That's
Good dude. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't ever want to seem like I'm shitting on people, but I got
Jupiter's moon. It's pretty dope. It's
So
very interesting.
What did she decide to do?
I'm not giving away spoilers.
Are there people living in the city?
No, apparently it's for like it doesn't matter. They have everything to protest level. They have to think that too.
If they had the technology to shoot,
And then he got out, but a couple people think that
Cardi B. I'm not saying she'll win. I'm saying she can legitimately.
I don't think she
run.
can.
Just do it.
All this, it's just whisperings, like secret meetings.
Just go to schools. Then that's where all the kids are, right?
Well, I mean,
I hear what
you're
you're saying.
Easy to do.
Right. Like, yeah. No, you gotta get to like the third episode.
Thing to offer content wise. They just do wild stuff like change. You know what? That always makes me more than they should have been. Right. But I don't think that there was an absence of disrespect in this.
Because I remember one time my daughter
in ADD culture, we're always talking about what we watching on net. They watch it. Okay. So essentially, really possible because people have done that in desperation.
Niggas have done that in the projects. You get broke and you can't pay the bill.
You have to only imagine what they talk about with each other. I feel like the thing that just happened.
You kept growing your hair and you decided. Right. So, but then I think of it like what to go to like live in like Bel Air in Los Angeles.
I'm so mad.
I've said this before. I don't know that I want to start making that a trending thing.
It's a good pipe dream.
I mean, hey, we didn't think that she would.
So funny to me.
Goddamn rule. That nigga.
All right. It says the sculpture fell on him in the process of creation, and ultimately he died. The horse
probably smelled like all type of peppermint and Bengay in that mouth. Like, I thought it was Lil Uzi, not Lil. I thought it was what's the nigga?
Dex, famous Dex. Just want you guys to know. It's like I said about those Bigfoot documentaries. I will entertain this stuff. No
shit. That's just like.
I just don't understand why anybody would think that would be a good idea.
I don't
blue
either.
horse with red eyes in front of this.
Not in this situation, but
running for president.
Okay.
Listen to why. Did whack song go?
The internet, undefeated.
What they call them peaceful protests. That means you get a group of people that all have
a very interesting question that I wanted to ask you.
Oh shit!
Should social media
ask the question one more time? Are you a demon in a suitcase?
That's what killing women.
No, I wasn't. And I said that
it's a lot. The chance of conspiracy corner.
Bam.
Killed themselves and all their friends.
Because you just flipped me.
From
the poor. That's not what it is.
Sex in the city.
Is
There's been evil black women.
Lock these niggas up, ma'am.
But for so many reasons. So apparently, for some reason, there's a bunch of reasons actually. For some reason, this people are thinking, and politicians can't do that. Public access information.
Hid in the darkness.
Can you imagine the first 6 years of your life playing of it?
That's how he died for real?
That is how he died.
I was trying to help you. and figure it out. Denver next
Look
month.
around, man. Look around. I mean, obviously, it's still functioning, and people aren't just going there and being
on the video. And please follow us on all social media platforms. My name has been
on religions and stuff like that. And then people are racist, and I'm like,
whoa, but hold on. Intense. Yes.
Talk about the Fire Festival. Doesn't be like, all right, New World Order, and we're like, but you're a black woman.
And then I found out.
I love Dexter.
And then I found out later.
Why you gotta be built underneath it by like tunnels and all this stuff in the air. Right. So the original, if you're a black person running in politics, you have it rough. If you're a woman running in politics, a bread crumb of clues.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I mean, just like how that's my whole theory on like. Wow, that's crazy. No, that actually does give it legs and breath.
A video surfaced of an indigenous person, and knowing that I don't believe it, but it's cool.
I actually heard a cool conspiracy theory about the Fresh Prince of indigenous people. If the indigenous people initiated this,
autopsy says that too.
Let me ask you this:
narrative of like, oh, these indigenous people,
like, even if there was,
and there's not a lot of evidence on where that other money went, but there's
secret society if there's no with a heart attack gun and people just think you ate bad.
That's what I'm just saying. It can be, and that disrupting this protest is different. So I do take that part out. But that showed the
5 stars from your boy. I don't even. Do we have a rating system?
5 stars. All right.
5 stars. To parent. That felt weird when I said it.
Wait, what?
I said I've been watching you, but I wasn't saying you, nigga. You's the ugly.
This whole school was a Catholic school too. It's a bunch, and it's getting dangerous.
No, to turn political. He was such a nice guy.
Offing people and making it seem like it wasn't a murder.
You for that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You the preacher.
If the biggest thing for me was like, man, all these kids in this group in the gymnasium.
Nigga.
So I'm gonna play a little bit.
I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, and then when you do something, I got a Doughboy, I got a Range Rover key.
Mentality.
So who are all these people that are?
What's her campaign look like? Put me in the Oval Office. I'm gonna do your right ass.
But yes, oh shit, that happened. I'd be like, no, what the fuck is Facebook? If Facebook was brand new, but
Part.
and I get that. Can I have a chance to retort?
I wasn't keeping you from talking.
Well, no, because I kept trying to jump in. Hulu won first, and then
and use all this weird
Think
language.
about it. That's
and
where
stuff. It's about the Earth once it's like almost destroyed. So essentially, she meets this guy, and the last. This whole our whole life is about exclusivity. It's
Think
about
it.
I'm
When
doing
you were a
this and
kid, if they had MAGA hats on, the guy had MAGA hats on. Cool. If these are kids, I ain't worried about
this one
the heart
with G Herbo or something.
You were eating like a very integral part of our lives. So to answer your question, I absolutely come over here and do this. I'm wrong because I just stare at you in your face.
You are there to march. You're literally marching.
Oh Lord, he gone the hell.
Senators is running for president in 2020.
She's
Black
a woman.
woman.
It all your message can be lost in your delivery.
I think that's our biggest
So
problem.
then be the biggest rapper in the game right now, but she is. Let's see, be like, nigga, is it?
Airport. They're calling it the New World Airport Commission. I don't know why.
Parents teach your children.
The original message was that they got a lot to
we
protest
can agree
about.
on that. Cool.
So if you can, Adrian Broner had a fight with Manny Pacquiao.
This nigga
Annie and
here.
so if,
people down there.
well, I mean, when they have the meetings,
How do they even get down there?
I don't-
Walk my cocker spaniel? No, she gonna beat your ass.
he offered this, or the fact? I guess there's like slight evidence. One of the
So that could
construction
just
workers.
be bad accounting.
Well, one of the talking about some stuff that
Is the initiator of whatever.
right.
Don't
Oh hey, like nigga, what middle
desire that. You'd be like, I want to know how to miss it.
Is that what is that? Oregon? How they should be online, because it's like nobody's telling these kids MAGA hats and playing drums in their face, and then the entire is not getting paid. You know what I mean? And it's
children, and these are adults. First of all, I don't care.
it should be.
Absolutely, they
Top
destined.
four.
But I don't even know how you deal with cyberbullies because you can't see them. It was like too real for Lifetime.
But this dude, and I had to.
Because even when they said it, he was like, I don't know. I want to hear the other.
It changes the first 3 seasons. It's really good. I'm like, nigga,
You know
what?
what? That's what a lot of people told me.
The point of their protest. So they would probably go
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So the fact that Donald Trump is our president.
list.
That was a
That you know how like in movies when somebody accidentally gets killed or somebody gets killed
fort.
and nobody allowed, but
Yeah, if you had a backyard, you made a treehouse. Like, nigga,
yeah, it's pretty messed up. But I
to talk about, I'm trying to make change. And what is it? What is me proving my point to a child? Yo, but we want to thank y'all for supporting. If you do nothing else, please share the video, like the video, comment.
he's like, I'm on to the next.
Yeah, he thought that.
So
Are we going to put it
that
one day? I got
court
into a fight. Yeah, so when he got into a fight, a pair of them niggas had the blicky on him. And they, no, seriously.
Why is it-
literally.
Well, you should check it because
Beautiful. But, nigga, just when you get your ass beat, just be like, it wasn't my night. Like, you,
Which rules party makes it set in, but also.
but what type of poison makes you have a heart attack?
I don't know anything about that.
Jeez.
In the 12th round, I wonder.
KK or people who were flying the Confederate flag or for free,
As if the airport experience was not
looking down on her because she had to stay. So
nah. His mouth
it
a
wasn't
lot.
his mom or dad.
His mom. Why? Listen to why. Donald Trump.
If I ever visit this city, he died in prison. That's why. And
This
they
bum
can't-
ass nigga with this toupee trying to build a goof ass wall. So more what goes on in the mind of these people. Is it?
All right, so it says on the scoreboard, you threw 3,000 the stuff around the Freemason imagery, and this is carved into stone.
Because she did it, or we're mad at her because she did it on
posted
social media? Because we was
And then other videos surfaced where the people were paying like
Yes.
thousands and thousands of dollars, and they came through, and it was like
It's
hot
a-
acts of cyberbullying and how they.
disrespectful when everybody was saying he was disrespectful. I was just
It
looking
was
at
the
it like,
undertones.
eh, but I'm,
Man, Netflix, Hulu, movie theaters, TV. Okay.
Wow,
But they
so
were
you-
caught with this. They were in court holding it up like this to have a red mohawk. by
I
the
ain't
way.
gonna lie, it wasn't a red mohawk.
It was?
Walked up to the kid and did that. To train them up in the
4
you
people
look
that
a
day.
Mess.
It's not a mess. People be like, oh, what you get? Here it goes. Round 2. The French.
New tattoo. You just be like, a
like it.
bumblebee.
'Cause I-
in real life, and I failed it every time I took it.
I'm trying to figure out what in social studies I have today. Should social media etiquette be?
That good art.
I don't understand what any of
The show Dexter, if it was made on Lifetime. That's
wow.
that's what he said.
It's like what you said about like their kids. Like there's no point in talking to them. Really motivated. Blah blah blah. It's all the indigenous. We'll throw a picture up. I'll show you right now. What do you think about that, man? Basically, like, yo, this shit is fucked up. Y'all not paying these people. A lot of you guys don't care because you're not. And said,
they talked about that boy real bad.
Right, but then they said it was the indigenous people. That was stupid because we're like, it's Donald Trump. But at the end of
to see that, and it made me very uncomfortable to hear him saying Jesus and then a cuss was.
Getting a lot of slack right now because of it, and we'll show a
I
video
know that
too.
my posts about my Soulful Sundays
That killed its maker. Yep.
So there is.
I assume
Who they want to give heart attacks to? I feel like that's like a war against fat niggas.
that no, like this hot air balloon. There. The people on Earth have evacuated to this moon on Jupiter called Io.
Business doing their thing. So I'm all about whoever was like, oh, you had some tweets when you was 13. Like, why do you even have to apologize for something you did when you were 13?
Right.
And the other 30 minutes just
all
because
conspiracy.
I could talk about that shit for a lot.
I don't
That's
know.
just
That's why
crazy.
it's scary because I don't even know the tech.
I don't like it. I can see what
Those things aren't even investigated. Like, what happened?
It's just like-
I do believe that there is a big part of the church culture where people come and they're like, I'm perfect. But somebody said, like, before, if you fail, the stuff that they said they wouldn't do, and then they come back and act perfect. The only truth, but this is scary. I'm scared for my country. This is
had a strong feel, but
Right.
it wouldn't have been that.
man or woman or my like
And
that.
G Herbo cannot catch that beat. I'm like, nigga, is this blue dork, bro? I know you look at me like, yo, he's.
And then melts, leaving nothing. And that poison will make you have
Shout out to
some
Native
good,
Americans.
good food too.
Podcast, but this is the thing
Fiasco.
that I don't understand.
The point is that
Comedians. Let me just show you let me just show you a functioning mammal. So just yeah.
if you're a politician, you can't.
This is just how the game is
Well, on
set
the,
up. I mean, if you
lighten up a little bit. I'm gonna
Okay.
jump a few.
okay, episode was so fucking weird. The eyes.
I don't know because it's
Up like, oh, y'all ain't shit, and was fucking with them. Oh, you motherfucker.
I don't.
Yeah, it's lit.
The AIDS gun.
Had you heard the other side,
Right.
you probably still would have got an interview or something. You never would.
Video, but I'm not sure. Are you gonna do it? I'll do it if you do it. Like they were talking to each other on Twitter. Like, yo,
Like you said, you went on a rant. You heard
I
one.
can imagine if they growing up in a house that because like
I mean,
it was like what you
I just
said
wanna say
about
it
like
that out there. So there's demons and
if these niggas would have taught me about taxes and shit, like
real life
there's
shit.
so many things like
Further research and
Research?
yes. And
Into what?
I got his defense. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, like Rihanna was reposting, like you know, and everybody was like,
who's tearing their land
and the
up.
story. So I'm not gonna call anybody right or wrong in this situation. I feel like the indigenous people. Of
Report. A lot of them have been broken down
course, it sounds stupid, but
in Kentucky. That here with some light blue Travis.
this shit.
That doesn't.
Niggas be having colored hair. Dennis Rodman did it.
No,
Wow.
it's definitely get the earth back because you were saying
Niggas
the
do
other day.
know bees
are
the
very
central force
important.
of life. That's that hoe.
I like shows like that. I hate when they're like, man, if you can get past the
Shit, and it was some fuck shit.
fact that it was a demon in a suitcase that people don't deserve that.
Oh, he got red one time.
Oh yeah, he got the red ones. Young Jock really came out.
The white kid that responded the way he did, I didn't even feel like he was super disrespectful just because
Well,
of the
no.
boisterous, not because it's not on them hands.
Yeah, I was just about to say maybe ice. It is an ice dart
Ice.
that penetrates, releases poison. But you don't know what the Mandela effect is?
No. Is
That's
that
gonna
another
be- that's gonna
conspiracy? I don't want to see it. You know why? It's not holy.
Well, they do it like technology that would. I can't even suggest a fake.
More conspiracy because Doughboy's all for it.
I want
like
more.
it.
Like, see what happens when you see the whole story. Because the horse's nickname is Blucifer.
That's
Be racist, but my whole thing is that if you are an
that was actually less bad than the other two ones. How are you
right.
feeling today?
over there and say something the same way that if people were marching for a black
Have come up in this. Lucifer, I feel like that should be like a Crip rapper's rant, and it goes back to what we said earlier about the social media thing because that's the
it looks like a dart gun. And they're like super judgmental. And then they leave the church and do all the indigenous people approaching the kids with. I thought this was Juice WRLD.
inside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have maybe said it, but if you in a fight, look at that man, and they put it on Netflix. It's 10 episodes. It's real.
Here's why I
For
did.
bullying back in the day, he was like, you know, if somebody says something about you, just log off. But to those children,
Yeah.
in a peaceful way, they're cool.
What was this mask? Super cool. Like
Is there life
suit.
down there?
Not life, but she's basically collect something that was against them. They would probably stop what they were doing and make their message heard to this. Quit said that there was an entire subsidy video from that group.
You decide as indigenous protest.
Looking at the clock, he was looking at his watch. He was like, why'd you have a watch in a box? Apparently, there are a lot of demonic-looking gargoyles around his.
That's all that.
Or got beat up
Absolutely.
on camera or something like that. And you were in your school. All you had to do was switch schools.
So then why don't they have peaceful protests? You're gonna dig up your old tweets. So
This one is actually pretty politics, even if you're
underneath the airport.
Yeah, it's like a network.
Do you think that they should teach this in school?
I think Citizen wouldn't ever vote for that. Ever. Even
What the fuck now? Really?
So I have a weird theory.
But once you let it, see you be like, you want some water? Well,
90%
will.
of me
Let me
wants
be the
to
first
say
nigga
that.
to say. It's like
Still sounds stupid.
my net worth at the time, which was $40,000.
It's been bubbling. Are using social media and doing wild stuff just for attention at this point.
Loved Hillary until I feel like some of these rappers just start rapping in the.
It looks like
Niggas always want to be fucking, but he's a dude. He's very well put together. He's buttoned up, but he just crazy though, boy.
I am Patrick Cloud.
This has been The Internet is Undefeated.
The internet's
Watch documentaries about food. So pepperoni pizza.
This one looks good.
The
So this is actually pretty funny.
All right.
So there's this new honest. If I missed
Nigga,
anything or said anything
you
wrong,
might have just canceled my trip to Denver.
in 1975. This is a very, very long time.
Boy Scout leader.
Well, the internet likes it. Anyways, we're gonna be going down the timeline talking all of these reports about people who
Suitcases.
demons in suitcases, gargoyles, all that kind of stuff.
Gargoyle. What is
all that? You know what I mean?
It's no secret that the indigenous people have been.
He's looking up dog walk on Urban Dictionary because they didn't know what it meant.
Huh? You thought it was racist?
Well, when the original narrative of a group of white kids smirking, praise the Lord, just stuff
Nigga!
like that,
Sorry.
which is wild. You know what I mean? Like
I come up and
they do. They panic and they try to make it look like.
yeah, I think I look at it different because I'm a parent. I'm looking at a little boy and a grown ass man. They'll let you. They don't care about jaywalking or nothing. You can go march the streets, and that is a peaceful protest.
I'm not gonna endorse that on camera. I'm just saying that.
And fuck up. That's like me getting a personal trainer, and when I go to him, it's
You
nigga
can
wanna.
At the church, it's upsetting some of you traditional.
I thought you was
wow.
coming up in there on some bullshit.
Oh wow.
Oh no, don't you do it, Pat.
I'm sorry. I'm actually
That's
reading.
what I just said.
They blossom all the. If I can draw it,
I put it behind my ear.
you want to debut your Doughboy and $40,000?
In the
Yeah,
on the
we
screen?
colonized this group, and then yeah.
But that once again shows you what the power of social media will do.
Yeah, and it just
Okay, but what I'm saying is, so for whatever reason,
and that's just like, man,
To
my
me, it
daddy
was
can
just-
buy you. Do me like that. Why do you have to do me like
I'm
that?
just saying, man. Like I just be wanting to know what you.
He was a guest.
He's the crazy one, but it's other people that are seeing out here, bro. And I done met a young jock before. That's why I always be.
The architect.
What you think? If you just want to hear the audio, follow us on Spotify.
This is a grown man who like went in the middle of a.
Added her, we're like, say this is gonna make me sound like I support stalkers. And
Okay.
What?
He went to so many countries and dealt with so many diplomats and so many people. Like,
People are saying
period. To tell me my other conspiracy theory.
it's a really good show. I would recommend it.
Particular group. That doesn't make the indigenous people disrespectful. That they went over there.
Would I do it? I'm not, probably not. But that's what you chose to do. Now you're sitting there in front of
Mandela effect. Sorry.
man Nelson Mandela. He went to jail for years for political.
It's the place of all evil. It's the root of all. Way better chance than a black man.
It was lit.
No knowledge of involved. That does
Right.
not mean that
Oh, yeah,
that
I wasn't-
think that it's
More
well. I'm not sure 100% what's down below. Looks like a regular ass
It
dark.
looked like a regular gun.
Well, sounds like a pearl wearing.
He didn't hit him.
Like,
And
come on,
then-
man.
and then,
Native
like,
Americans have never done anything to anybody.
They haven't.
Like for their president would never.
He just instantly. So just
You hijacked my conspiracy.
in real time how to deal with this, and I feel like none of us have the right answer. That this show, loud personality.
Loud personality. He's a boxer.
When you believe that you want cheese on that burger,
Been consuming. So
You was telling me you just had a whole weekend where you binge watched Sex in the City. Here's one for you. That's mine. Shut up.
but now it's like you put that on the internet, your
It
life
lives-
is ruined.
It lives forever, and
Just twerking and stuff.
common understanding or common denominator of a cause.
But I
So-
mean, shout out to Kamala Harris though.
Wrong for that. Okay, cool. You go over there and you do it. Me personally,
Everybody
I
shits-
think that's
but
important for the
in his services.
God.
Be just like cussing, like get your ass up and
Go
cake.
eat burritos. Oh, he wants
Yeah.
to eat burritos with me. No, nigga. It's a gargoyle.
Gargoyle is like what I just.
But you don't really be catching that beat.
But yes, Adrian Broner, got it all. You know how many of them want to say this shit is fucked up?
Gymnasium here.
People compare him to Floyd a lot just because of his mouth. He's
Bruh. And this is how I knew it. He was looking at the clock in the middle.
Jesus. And the reason why is
I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna look at
It's my
those two.
vote.
I'm definitely gonna look at those two, but I'm all here for it. I mean, the biggest government lockdown of history.
Right.
Like it's that bubbled up this
Stuff
week.
been bubbling up on the
Good from that.
I don't know if I want to see a curriculum that says that how to properly retweet without offending someone. I absolutely
or skill in politics has a
code word shuffles.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Don't let your hands go. You didn't in this site.
Just kill the president with it.
not the president, anybody you want, and then to them,
Does it look
it's
like
an
a gun? Did you
assassination.
see it?
Anybody? I'm the
I'm
greatest.
pretty. I'm brushing his hair in the middle of the ring. Like
You walked out to the ring.
like yogurt sitting on your stomach.
I actually
with your
thought if you fly over the Denver airport, the layout of the indigenous people and you.
feet correct comes from.
Oh, that's crazy,
A
right?
kid, and he came. Okay. If it too, when I was talking downstairs to one of the homegirls downstairs,
One of them is like all the a bunch of children from every. Is my
Bruh.
favorite. I have
It's
it queued up right here.
that your eyes. Oh
So,
shit!
there's-
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if this is a secret society. Apparently, it's some secrets.
You can't slip up to the Me Too movement.
Denver, like Denver omelets.
Denver, like the city Denver.
Well, they make omelets too.
I mean the state.
Where'd you get Daphne?
He said what?
How is he young jock and he 41?
He's old ass.
That's just like stared at him in his face. Now, if you come,
societies and all this stuff. Like
but how could it be? This
absolutely
much?
not. Absolutely not. Oh yeah, we were supposed to do that.
The dummy.
Villain.
It was like some asshole, like so I didn't really make it a scary. Don't make it a scary one. The last one you did, I was scared.
I got two.
Oh,
Like little underground cities.
Fuck.
Yeah, they're saying there's like a whole She's like raising bees to get the.
she was running. Then no, nigga, yeah, I got DirecTV.
Oh,
ass
that's
nigga.
All right.
It's
That means it's
blue
really,
horse,
really
red
creepy.
eyes. That ain't that like something in we're fighting against? Oh, there's some MAGA hats. Okay, wait. Okay, this is confusing me now. So that picture of that episode, if you can watch the first episode,
You'll be hooked.
binge watch.
I didn't lead with that. That's actually pretty.
Yeah,
fun.
what the fuck? I used to like really. We wrote an episode of Inside the Office about this. I used to be heavily.
Cussing pastors, like that's been a thing.
There's more than one, but it's not like
things.
actual creatures down there. You're saying like.
No, not like walking around.
Bruh, I'm very, very afraid of whatever.
Dumb pitch, but then when you really like think, or the post-match interview,
Demon in a suitcase. What the fuck is?
it's actually pretty
You
funny.
fucking kidding me?
Look at it.
Ah, yeah.
And I don't understand. It
I
seems
could
like-
absolutely see you coloring your braids though.
What color you think?
Yeah, man, it helps you like how to understand why niggas be out here stalking.
Conspiracy.
Okay.
I don't know how to feel about this one. It's just creepy, and I feel like I personally think that yes, first of all, these guys. Everybody conspiracy.
I like it.
He basically.
We're well within their rights to actually at the Denver airport.
This
if I
is
go to-
all real. The conspiracy is
Why
that.
is there a blue horse with red thing called the Denver omelet?
Yes. What's in it?
Like heck of
Snow?
meat. I feel like, man, with boxing, you gotta back that shit up, bro. Like on people, presidents get hate before, but I've never seen.
And save the earth. Or
You watch that video initially with no context.
heart attack.
Will you feel it when you get shot by it?
I don't think anybody with Twitter.
A nigga can show you, and it's the weird. It makes me uncomfortable.
What don't understand is that like you don't. Not all racism is just black. Maybe these kids were open your.
Yeah, we gotta make sure there ain't no flight. That mantra,
That's
Lucifer.
That's really funny. I didn't actually read that till just now. I didn't even know.
I think that definitely is a thing, and I think that's just.
I got these people who were there for a reason, were protesting and walking around. They saw a group of white kids with
a picture of it.
Yeah, and the entire narrative for half of the people in the comments was.
Okay, what are we mad at her for? Are we mad at her?
As he was, we would have never had a black. So if you don't know what happened, recently Cardi B.
Oh, you really believe that there is?
I didn't say I believe any of this.
Would you bring it to the forefront? Give us your opinion.
I like teach people to prep for it.
The way you said it,
Or
it was
2 years
purple.
ago.
Yeah.
Now Usher copied that. So if you don't know, we are in the. It's a good day.
You
How
look.
about
You look like you just woke up. Like
Okay.
From a cat nap.
Basically, what the
They approach them. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
now, if you just walking over to me, this is the point I was trying to make. I know it took a long point for me to get there.
Mm-hmm.
The point of what I'm.
Cardi B did exactly that, and she literally had Democratic politicians tweeting each other like,
This is actually in the airport,
"This
bro.
is all in the mural. These are murals."
To anybody to watch, like, I started watching.
Rap Christmas.
Man, I wish you would just die and go off a cliff. I'm like, but why? It would hurt my
Terminals actually kind of looks like a swastika.
What the God damn it, Patrick?
It's
if I don't know a person of color or a minority to support him,
So-
he's actually in it too. It's funny.
so we got some stuff to talk about.
Absolutely do believe that they should, because I mean we live in a day and
It was killed.
You landed one punch.
Of his life, he was in complete darkness. He said he couldn't see it. She's a
right,
rapper.
because
used
she's
to be a
Cardi
stripper.
B.
Yeah,
Right. And it's not
you can't
that
log off.
simple. You know, doing some crazy shit she shouldn't have been doing, and we were just like, ah. But then as we're getting mad,
Yeah, and the crazy thing is
attack gun.
the heart attack gun. This is scary for. Good that I know what a hunter gatherer is and shit, but like
It looks like some bullshit.
it's upsetting.
I feel like you're supposed to, like, yeah, I can talk about Cardi B and the boy in the MAGA hat with the indigenous, that it's important to hear all sides.
As much as villains as we originally thought, because the narrative of them walking up and
In the church, and I just
down in a hot air balloon.
it just seemed like if it's a future.
I do actually. I just saw.
No,
you
that-
got a car key.
I also have
The 70s. So if you can only imagine
the reaction from everyone, because I seen a lot. I didn't even see your video. I seen a lot of people.
about it, you don't have a group. Could be our next senators. They could be our next. People really need to chill out, and it's
Yeah.
just like a quick visual of where our country was right now.
Our fact that he's fat.
No, it's literally it's a picture. I don't know if they're blue, but it's a lot of creepy stuff. If I missed anything, please keep us on. America. Oh, okay, the people who vote. Most group of people with MAGA hats, which is literally why they're marching. They're marching for people like that in the indigenous people's face, and they say
Talk about this. We can have both. Watch both.
Okay.
We'll talk about it like
the
that.
Fire Festival. So that's
Right.
that was.
Yeah, and everybody says that you have to watch the. I don't know if it was him trying to get a viral moment or what, but it's just like, nigga, you want to go to church, praise the Lord, go ahead and do that. You want to go out and party on the.
This is all the stuff we don't know. That's why it's
What else is
conspiracy.
down there? Tell me more. I know you have more information. Give me more.
Fake, phony asses that you believe that because you love God.
Imagine being in.
Careful what I say about these niggas, because I'll bump into these niggas. I'm
See how I converted you?
To answer your question, I actually no one. I don't know a person.
Hats, and you're singing about
and you do make sense. So let me circle back, because I don't want to get washed in these comments.
middle-aged white person.
Jason started doing that. The kid's not wrong at all.
But
we were just talking
Well,
about.
no,
okay.
the reason why you made me think about it is because like
What's that?
Which are held here in my
who hit the first 6 years
Affected by the comment section. People be like, "Doughboy trash."
in Cadillac key.
You
Tattoo?
messed it up. By what?
Your Cadillac key. Grown white men that were like, yo,
Really?
I'm about to retweet that Cardi B are like,
Politics.
no, but
He's just popping.
and if everything goes to shit in America, certain like elite people will go down there. There's like a bunch of conspiracies surrounding the Denver airport. Okay, apparently the Denver. I'm not saying this is what happened, but people are saying like on unknown parts. He interviewed a guy who a Netflix special.
Queer as folk?
It's a movie. Why do you keep going for this? What is this?
Show me how to get abs.
Wow,
I just feel like it's just
that's a good metaphor.
And that would give a person a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
In 1975.
What do they? Well, so I'll explain what happens while the delivery, and then it's like you
I
gotta go
can't
2
listen to
steps back.
nothing you say.
Now you gotta go
Exactly.
2 steps back, and you can
Me?
not an omelet. You're dumber than me.
No, there's little Jimmy.
With a heart attack gun that made murder look complete. White woman, you have
Right.
to them. All the comments that were like, "Man, this is different now. Like this wasn't racial."
Be thinking when you come up with a city under some place.
I don't know. You know, there's like multiple rumors about it before.
See, nigga.
As a joke, just as a joke. Proven.
I'm moving in the right direction.
But yeah, I'm just this whole young and if you are
She was online, just fucking creative. If for nothing else, that just gave this whole story legs.
I love it.
Okay. Because you doing.
I don't know.
You too old.
There have been countless times where, like, let's say, okay, there's 4 people in the room right now.
Towards social media when it didn't exist when we were kids.
Ethnicity, and there's like rainbows and flags of like Judaism and
Bye, and then they come and start fucking with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna air more on you.
just like, oh, are these indigenous people? Let me respectfully listen to what they want to say.
Is what you're saying.
I'll tell
I
you.
thought that they were like the kids were just being some assholes. Showed up.
This worship part of his church. It's in the church, but
Ironic that's NW. I want to play like that. I don't want to say. Praise the Lord, motherfucker.
How does that reverse?
No.
Last ships ever to leave Earth are leaving in 4 days, and she has to figure it. Really,
They can't.
They have to like tiptoe around the point. And they got Glocks and money and stuff like that.
But I feel like you should be able to be two different people. Say I shoot you with, and not like nothing.
Shit that's fucked up in the federal government. Like apparently this is like a hub for that.
10 years ago, you in your 30s, bro.
Is he
like,
the electoral college is like, We appreciate the suggestion.
To say all those fucking bad words.
N-word and like
Oh,
they're
no.
shorter, but I believe they are scarier actually. System
Hold on,
underneath.
hold that thought. Hold on.
You're gonna do some bullshit.
No, I'm calling bullshit. Never was here. It's new to all of us. We're all learning on the fly. So it's like now, like, yo, nigga, it's just dark from your neck.
Yeah, it's pretty fly, right?
No, it is not. You're like a
There's one on like it's like an infomercial that comes out like really have that option.
exactly. So
And
I
it's
feel
unfair.
we're all learning.
You landed 50 punches in the fight. You only
Hats,
Right.
And they went over there and delivered their message to them.
Okay.
That is no different.
Came out online. They did bully me and topical topics.
Found a lot of people who just openly say I'm a Trump supporter. Just a minority. Nothing was
Now
shut
that your
damn
dreams
mouth.
can be
I
realized.
said shut your mouth. I would just say this isn't us. This is them. They came up to him and
Right, and
smiling.
it's-
I don't know. I would think it takes a minute for the poison to say. And you against me?
Did he win? The niggas don't vote?
You still the guy who was building it.
Oh, I did see this.
Yes.
Thank you for. We should have led with this. I have
Yeah.
so many things.
In true Cardi,
Nut ass nigga.
everybody who could push the boundaries for
Niggas and bitches say what?
Jesus Christ.
I've never seen.
As hell, though.
Really? Oh my god.
It's just
Everybody's
like-
But see, actually,
just like-
I dug a little bit
It's just like
doing crazy shit when we was kids. We just
that
didn't have
option.
camera phones.
We didn't have Netflix, what movies we saw, all the, and she basically goes down into the toxic.
I seen what you doing. I know you think that's That ain't.
There's not a big absolutely.
Because it's just you and him. You can't blame nobody else. And
We all saw like these respectful kids were just listening, and they
I
just
hear what
wanted to
you're
know
saying.
about the way
Nigga, you gave the whole synopsis, nigga.
No, that's just the setup.
Okay.
So
it became so big because everybody was talking about it on social outrage, and it's like y'all do know that's a kid, right?
weirder.
There's
because
more?
It gets weirder. Yeah.
Fuck.
There's like these strange murals. The dude from the Avengers comes down and
Apparently,
He died.
and when he died on the basketball
I
court.
absolutely
can
told
look,
you that screen record what he was doing. He's
But
back at it.
this is what just sparked in my mind, and when I say this, and
If you leave a comment, you're fat, kill yourself under a kid's
right,
a huge conspiracy down into like certain.
I don't know if we should teach in the school, but maybe you should. How did the head come off?
I don't know.
So he built it. Oh, then I'm like, nah, nigga.
It's a lot to get me into
ain't
it.
got 3 hours.
That
yeah.
angle of fire,
okay.
it's fire. But
Got it.
stick it
I was broke
next week.
Yeah,
I
we
like
do.
it.
I like it.
I
a
like
lot.
it. So we have now reached my point is the indigenous to be a little bit more modern now, and I think it's wild. Like niggas is still teaching wood shop a 100%. Let us know if you guys think
Let us
that
know
that
what
would be
y'all
a
feeling.
good idea.
You feel me?
So we going
It is fucking amazeballs. Have you
It's
watched
about-
this? To say? Go.
So essentially,
Bam.
I guess Cardi B is the political voice now. I guess she's the person we should be. Like the government is at a
I got one of those. Now,
outside of LA.
correct me if I'm wrong. White people in America are.
Dude up in the president.
Let me tell the story. So this is apparently Patrick's story, but he put me up on this. Apparently, there's he went out there and just got his ass beat.
What?
There's a
Hot political topic right now.
how in the
Mm-hmm.
and if they were doing that, hey, y'all wrong. But no, if y'all went up in their face,
Oh, it's
nigga,
worse. Whether wow.
he was gonna beat Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, 40
Mm-hmm.
years old. I
How
think
was Adrian?
like
And get out of here. I support Trump. They didn't have to say that to symbolism. Like there's this one.
statues of demons.
Yeah, like there's a statue of that. This person said was like, you can praise God and still have a good time.
I would have watched
The
it
whole
quicker.
episode or the whole?
No, the whole.
What I said is under the airport.
So there is in front of the Denver airport a blue horse and what?
That they were chanting "Build a wall" off camera.
Right.
It seemed like a very bad situation.
Yeah, that did.
The-
I just
Yeah.
heard about these things called speakeasies.
I do want to do
I
those.
want to talk more about these. I think we should cut this in half. Beats actually premiered on Lifetime. It played on Lifetime, and because
you're a black woman.
Hillary got it. Like I feel like we've seen a president as unanimously hated as Donald Trump, and I'm just like, all right, I get that, but then how the fuck?
This is why I think girls around.
Context
You
of
know
the
how many
conversation.
times indigenous people have been shit?
Well, go and look at your social media
your
shit
Facebook. Yeah, of course.
and just see what type of person you are. Like,
Of course. Bro, honestly, in this country, a white man with money, with no...
what up? This your boy, Dope Boy.
And I am Patrick Cloud.
I'm literally supposed to go to.
know about that.
Lucifer is lit.
And then the...
You just got to.
proper emotion. All right, so we're going to get into a brand new segment. I like to... That's what they're saying. They're saying that it is a harbinger of something evil.
That you cannot enjoy.
Airport went $2 billion over budget.
I would change my stance to this. I feel like it's always important.
Black woman.
Now, with what you just said, do you feel like she has no shot because she's a black woman?
He wasn't even
Who's going to judge you? God loves you either way.
Yeah.
Boom. Correct?
I guess in numbers. But not in men. That would be a good conspiracy. That's the Mandela effect. Basically said, "I'll beat your ass, bitch," and had politicians
done wrong in this country.
Thing to you right now because I have no idea.
Wow.
Yeah, and
don't get mad at whatever you're.
The root of all your evil. The root of evil. They're saying that the Denver airport
it was just like ratchet.
Cardi B. She speaks
the lost footage of they never use geometry
shop, which is cool if that's your main interest.
Exactly.
But it's like if you want to give us a blanket of curriculum, like
so yeah, it's a show called You,
okay,
and it's on Netflix. It killed him, and then they reattached its head. I think Mandela.
Bermuda and Mandela.
Make sure you hop in the comments. Let us know if you guys want like oranges. I could dig it up.
3 of us can vote for one person, and then when it comes down to that person being the president, spots in like this gap
that you want even darker.
I got that when they check your body, they just see like a little mosquito bite if they find it, and that's shit wild as hell.
He didn't knock you out. Like you should just be like, nigga can't knock me out though. Like, but I will.
I want to.
I don't give a fuck. They be like, well, what are her terms?
Etiquette be added to. I don't know what those things are called. You know those like little stones that have like little passages and dates and stuff. There's like a group and got up in their faces, and now it's like, oh, now the indigenous secret meetings.
That's a black woman. You're a black woman.
Shut
you
up.
know.
Cardi B.
Oh, she's a married woman. Relax. That's just fucked up. You talk about a dog watching.
Airport.
And the monkey in the suitcase is.
That's a gargoyle, and yeah, that was all. That's all in the.
I view from the villain's perspective.
So afterwards, you were like, I get it. I get why these niggas are stalking it.
Red hat, because.
I don't know, man. You'd be surprised. Blew up because Cardi is just so good at speaking facts.
How you could have said that? Hey guys, don't feel so much perspective of
on the timeline, and this, sadly,
respectfully speaking, really pouring down on this kid. I'm like,
who shot it can get away,
right? But how do you
get away?
Time elapse a heart attack?
Flop, 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 flop. Peep, peep. Ha ha ha!